Why didn't Elrond push Isildur into Mount Doom when he refused to throw the ring into the fire? Well, this was one of the first questions I asked from my older brother while I was first watching the Fellowship of the Ring movie as a teenager. But I didn't get an answer from him other than to shut up and watch the movie and not be a nuisance. I countered, "It's so stupid." I said, "Isildur died anyway. So Elrond should have pushed him together with the ring into the volcano. It would have saved them so much trouble later."
Destroy it!
But now, years later after reading the trilogy several times, I realized that it was not so simple as I first thought. To find out why Elrond didn't just simply push Isildur into the volcano, we have to go back in time to the first age of Middle-earth. So kids, a very, very long time ago, before the continent of Brilliant was sunk beneath the sea, there lived an elf king called Elrond. Funny name, right? Kinda sound like a goat. But that's Tolkien for you. Now Thingol had a wife called Melian. Melian was a Maya and angelic being. Together they had a daughter called Luthien Tinuviel. Luthien was the hottest chick in the whole world. She was part Maya and part elf, best from both sides of the family. But unfortunately, Luthien Tinuviel fell in love with a mortal man called Beren and chose to become mortal. Sounds familiar? Yeah, Luthien was Arwen and Aragorn's great-great-great-something grandmother. So Luthien started the family tradition of cradle-robbing, barely legal mortal boys. But before Luthien and Beren died, they were very busy, running from one trouble to the other, singing songs and enchanting Dark Lords, stealing a Silmaril from him. They also had a run-in with Sauron too. To sum it up, they were living the high life, having a lot of adventures just like Bilbo, but better. After doing all of this, they also managed to have a kid. Baby Dior, Thingol's heir. Doesn't he look cute? Later, Dior grew up and married an elf chick called Nimloth, a niece of Celeborn. Yeah, it's this guy who Galadriel is cheating on left, right, and center with Halbrand Sauron in Rims of Power Season 1.
But you have not seen what I've seen.
I have seen.
Yes, Galadriel. At least Celeborn didn't see what we saw, or else he would have divorced you. Wait, do elves even have divorce? Anyway, back to our story. So Dior married Nimloth, and the happy couple had a daughter called Elwing. Elwing later fell in love with Erendil the Mariner, and they had twins, Elrose and Elrond. At the end of the first age, the Vala got tired of these half-elf, half-man hybrids running all around Arda, so they told them to pick a side, either to choose to become an elf or else human. Elrond decided to become an elf, so he became immortal, while Elrose, Elrond's twin, decided to become mortal and die. But before that could happen, the Vala, the guardians of the world, decided to give these half-elf, half-men who decided to become mortal an island away from Middle-earth as a parting gift, and a lifespan thrice that of normal men to go with it, so that they could have one last taste of the immortality they would certainly come to miss in time. Yeah, the Vala were petty like that. Anyway, back to our story. So Elrond became immortal and Elrose became mortal, and all the half-elven descendants of men got the kingdom of Numenor as a gift. I don't know if you were aware, but back in the day there was a saying like every kingdom needed a king or whatever. So they took one look at Elrose and said, hey, this guy has both elvish and human royalty from both sides of the family. Why not make him king? So they made Elrose the king of Numenor and crowned him under the name Tar-Minotaur. Yeah, why not take up a name close to a minotaur if you were willing to lose immortality? But in the meantime, there were 26 ruling kings and queens in Numenor after Elrose, during its course throughout the Second Age, namely Tar-Ardomir, Tar-Amandal, Tar-Elendil, Tar-Minaldor, Tar-Aldarion, Tar-Ancalami, the first ruling queen of Numenor, Tar-Anarion, Tar-Surion, Tar-Telperion, the second queen, Tar-Ministir, Tar-Kiriatin, Tar-Atanamir the Great, Tar-Ancalaman, Tar-Telemate, Tar-Vanameldi, the third queen, Tar-Alcarion, Tar-Calmakil, Tar-Ardaman. After Ardaman, the kings took the scepter in names of the Numenorian or Agenaic tongue. Aradunacor, Arzimrathon, Arsakalthor, Argimmelzor, Arinzaladun. Inzaladun repented of the ways of the kings, and changed his name to Tar-Palantir, the far-sighted. His daughter should have been the fourth queen, Tarmiriel, but the king's nephew usurped the scepter and became Ar-Pharazôn the Golden, last king of the Numenorians. In the days of Tar-Elendil, the first ships of the Numenorians came back to Middle-earth. His elder child was a daughter, Silmarion. Her son was Valandil, first of the lords of Anduni in the west of the land, renowned for their friendship with the Eldar. From him were descended Amandil, the last lord, and his son Elendil the Tall. So you get the picture. All the descendants of Elros were blood relations of Elrond up to some degree. In a way, they were all family of sorts to Elrond. And after Numenor was sunk beneath the sea as punishment for Ar-Pharazôn setting foot in the Undying Lands by Eru Ilúvatar, aka God, the only kin Elrond had from his brother's side of the family were Elendil and his sons Isildur and Anarion. Then the Battle of the Last Alliance happened, and during this both Elendil and Anarion got slain. Additionally, Gil-galad, the closest elven kinsman Elrond had, also got incinerated by this creepy dude Sauron. So I think anyone can fairly assume that after losing almost everyone in his family, Elrond was certainly not going to push Isildur into Mount Doom for whatever reason. Plus, if Elrond had done that, we wouldn't have had the chance to witness the amazing trilogy that we all dearly love. So don't forget to thank Lord Elrond when you go to bed next time for not pushing Isildur into the lava with the One Ring. So that's it for today. If you like to support me making more of these Lord of the Rings videos, please go and subscribe to my Patreon. You can find the link in the description box down below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you again with another video like this. Until then, farewell.